Well, there comes a point, and you just have to live with it.
Noble citizens of art, lick your lips in untamed desire as the ambrosial smells of our unrivaled tasty bread caresses your nostrils.
You're an outlander, aren't you? Tywin Summerfield. By my path, accountant of Screws, Hats, Odds and Ends Incorporated. Even though I doubt the two of us have common ground, so to speak.
Melt away in rapture as a crunchy loaf of bread wanders from my hands
Work?
into
No.
yours.
That is... Maybe yes. You do get around quite a lot, don't you? You certainly look like it. Fine then. I suppose it's worth a try. There is something in a person of your talents could come in handy. A grand-scale assignment we recently took on. One of our customers ordered replications of several Pyrean artifacts. A most exquisite wish, of course any of our people could fulfill. However, our current problem is that we still need many of those artifacts' originals to work with. If you could recover those originals for us, you would be generously rewarded. Here, these are some of the ruins that might be worthwhile visiting. Sorry, but this is none of your concern. Splendid. Come back once you've found something.
You there! You look as if you could do with a fine loaf of our unrivaled freshen. Certainly! A pleasure for the young and the old, for the tall and the small. See for yourself.
Stop ignoring me! You bloody fluttered your eyes at me, woman. You think I haven't noticed, don't you? You say sorry at once, or I'll smack your mouth. Oh, that you'd like to know, huh? So you can deduce her, me Bernadette. Don't bloody think I'm stupid. Uh-huh. Then you want to deduce me, don't you? Of course. What else would you want? I knew it the moment I saw you. Okay, then listen up, pal. I'm way above your league. Apologise. Right now, or you'll see me get real angry. What, you think you can mock me? All right. You'll regret this.
Oh my. You just don't get any younger.
Okay, just leave me alone. Damn bullies.
Hello? That's a good question. Let me think. I'm not sure if this helps, but an innkeeper told me lately that because of the Red Madness, very few prospectors are bold enough to go to the Shadow Steel mines in the Powder Desert anymore. If you have the smithing skills and want to find some precious ore, you should check one of the mines there. That if you have the smithing skills and trade? Huh. Well, I guess it depends on what you need. Safe travels. Walk blessed. May his light guide you.
Mm-hmm.
War. Walk blessed, madame.
You're an Outlander, aren't you? I can tell.
Can I help you?
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you around here before. That depends. Some I get from adventurers, some from other merchants, and some I gather myself in old ruins and the like. Or should I say, gathered. Nowadays, you can't even set foot into a deserted house without getting eaten by lost ones. What sad times we're living in.
That's beyond me.
Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. Walk blessed.
Walk blessed. Aye, sure. Take your time. It's not as if there's much to do down here anyway. May his light guide you.
Now look at that. The controversial So, how are you?
Fine, I guess.
A miracle that must have been.
Well, look who's arrived. Did you have any problems finding your way around? This city can be quite a maze if you don't know it.
Has returned. Yes, you have heard right.
Well, you certainly know how to make friends.
The lost heir to the throne.
Good job.
Oh, hello. I'm. Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. Walk blessed.
Walk blessed, madame.
Yes?
This holy city. A miracle has happened. A miracle
Well,
that must have
look
been.
who's arrived.
Due to its sheer
Right,
glory.
you're from Ostia.
Brought
I almost
forth
forgot.
by Malthus himself.
They're quite fascinating, these places, aren't they? You can climb high, and you can fall just as deep.
You have heard right.
And every place vibrates with
The
life.
lost heir to the throne, son of Lorius, has, after decades of imprisonment by his treacherous son,
Here, put this
returned
on.
to his position
And
as
before you
Grand
ask,
Master
yes,
of
it's
the
necessary.
Holy
Just
Order.
trust me.
The esteemed Patricia, Natara Dalvarin, there returns to her position as second in command, and no one else but Tilor Arenthil self shall lead this holy city from this day.
That's it. And why is it Malphas who carries the Sun Temple on his back? Isn't that a gesture of servitude?
Please, I'm so hungry.
Malthus blessing. Well met.
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny.
Always complaining. This is really
So, about this fever. Usually those gifted with magic have to report their talent to the Order, and then pass a ritual that teaches them how to deal with their magic. The journey to the water is what they call it. Once they've passed that, the fever reduces to an endurable level, and new alchemists have their names registered in some kind of holy book. But there are other ways to get rid of the fever, and I hope my employer can tell you about them. Oh, I knew how to do that. Okay, almost there.
No civilians beyond this point without explicit permission. Who are you, and what leads you to this holy place?
Business. I'm Jaspar Delvin, and I work for the Naramese mages.
Oh, right. The mercenary. And who's your companion?
Marija de Luna from Ostian, esteemed holder of de Luna's Empire of Tender Fragrance, the most prestigious perfumery in all of Vin. Archmagister Marigil sent for her. Didn't he tell you?
The Archmagister. Well, that does sound like him. Fair enough, you may pass. But show this place the respect it deserves, mercenary. You too, my Dame de Luna.
You have my word, fair lady. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, that went better than expected. Hey, it worked, didn't it? That's all that matters. Nobody will suspect someone who's already in the temple. Anyway, I think it's about time I tell you a little bit more about this employer of mine. His name is Constantine Firespark, and he's one of Narathzor Orenthiel's former followers, which the new Grand Master, Tealor Orenthiel, brought here by ship about 2 years ago. That means he's one of the former arch-enemies of the Order. They usually wear green, while the Order wears white or red. That should make it easy for you to tell them apart. Firespark's pretty much the eldest of Narathzor's mages, and quite well versed in magic, at least from what I've heard. Plus, he's a very gentle and likable fellow, which is why even the Keepers like having him around. Let's hope he can tell us a thing or two about these visions, and help you get rid of the fever. Come, follow me.
Unreliable. That's what they are, all of them. Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it. Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it.
All right, here we are. Hang on.
No. That's not how you do it.
Blast it! I'm just being careful. We have
Like
to.
heck we do. Give me that thing, now. blasted, blistering blazes! That's what you get for working with fumblers. I told you, we
Nice
should
fire
be
spark.
careful. What? Now who the heck are you? Can't an old man have a moment to himself?
You hired... Me, the Magister, don't you remember?
Oh, right. Joseph the Scrounger. So why are you here? Had any luck?
Just spar. And yeah, we did find something. I
Suggest you first of all tell me when I allowed you to drag your flings up here. Do you need me to explain the meaning of the words highly and confidential to you?
I'm sure there's a lot you can explain to me, but let's save that for later. This particular lady over here needs your help, to be frank. Arcane fever.
Is that so? And what exactly has that got to do with me? Let the Keepers and their holy rituals take care of it. What is it with the costume, anyway?
This woman's magic is different, Meiser. Just feel her aura, and you'll see it. Plus, she's from Narim, just as you are.
Well, all right then, for nostalgia's sake. I really hope you're not wasting my time, though. Working with these religious buffoons is bound to make any rational thinking person go bonkers. Anyway, that chair over there. Take a seat, and I'll have a look at that fever of yours. All right then, this will tickle a little. Now you're right. This aura does feel different. Complex somehow and powerful. And do you really want to tell me you've only recently discovered that talent of yours? With that aura, I'm surprised that you haven't turned into an Obaya by now. Fine. Well, that is, we will help you. But first, tell me everything. How you got that magic, and how you met that Scrounger.
Pathlessness.
I see. Regarding this vision thing, I think that your mind simply played a trick on you there. Not that it's much of a surprise, considering what you've been through. Actually, you were quite lucky that the sudden outburst of your glance didn't blow your head right off. By all that's holy, I won't start playing your tutor now. If you don't know about the basic functioning of magic, then read something from Ballador Goldenstein.
The glance on the sea of eventualities. Alongside, but apart from the reality we're in right now, exist countless other realities, in which some events have different outcomes, so to speak. A version of this very same room, for example, with the very same people in it, only that Meiser Firespark's beard is on fire. And what defines an Arcanist, someone capable of magic, is that he or she can see those other realities and let parts of them come true.
Well, look at that, Jasper. You surprised me.
That's what I'm being paid for.
How powerful an Arcanist is depends on 3 factors. How far away are the eventualities that he can see, how well he can bring parts of them into our reality, and finally, how well his mind can handle seeing other realities simultaneously with ours. Lighting a candle is easier than calling a meteor from the sky, to speak plain Inal, but as I said, read Goldenstein if you're interested in the topic. I'm not going to waste any time with lectures. Well, that's probably a sign that you should go easier on the booze. Skill, whether of physical or magical nature, isn't gained through touching some stones, but through hard work and discipline. Even though this screwball Enderalian talk of paths and predeterminations tries to tell us otherwise. Well, if that's what you want to believe, go for it. I, in any case, have never come across such a phenomenon, in over 50 years of studying magic. And now we should...
It all begins with the dreams.
What the blasted blistering blazes? Does this room look like the bosom of a hoard? What makes you think you can go around touching anything you get your fingers on? These documents are confidential, for heck's sake. I knew it was a mistake to hire a like you. Lashery always had a weakness for...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you telling me something about dreams that led you and Tealor Renthiel here, didn't you, my sir? And you told me in this vision of yours, the Veiled Woman said this. It all begins with the dreams.
What? Is that true?
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Oh. Then, this near-death experience you had before you woke up on the shore. Tell me again, what exactly did you see in it? A room? Well, this is strange indeed. Anyway, for now all that matters is that we get that magic of yours under control. Whatever you clairvoyanced back there is of no use to us if you're dead as a doornail in a couple of months. Well, that's usually a plodding process. The fever you feel is a result of your mind not being able to handle all of these possibilities, so to speak. The ritual the Enderalians practice to get the glance under control is called the Journey to the Water. Put frankly, it means 1 year of hour-long meditation, bland food, and abstinence from anything that makes life worth living. In due time, the Arcanist then learns to filter these other realities from ours, and the fever gets less and less. Anyhow, luckily enough, we Nehrimese know of a way to quicken that process. A shortcut, if you will. I'm not capable of performing it, but another one of us is. Her name is Lashery, and you should seek her out as soon as possible. There is indeed, and this reason is called ignorance. The Order's rituals haven't changed since the Lightborn slipped out of their cradles, and the Keepers do their best to keep anything progressive out of their country. But please, if you're up for a year of austerity and stern-faced magisters scolding you, go for it. I really don't care. She's currently in a ruin called Old Rashengrad, not far from Ark. Just tell her that I sent you. Give me that map of yours.
Let's hope he knows.
Okay, now you'd have to be a total idiot to miss it. I recommend leaving for the ruin straight away. And you, Joseph, you're going to come with me and show me what your trip to the Sun Coast brought forth. Hopefully, more than a bottle of honey wine and a hangover.
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed
Quite a
to
character, isn't he? But I like him somehow. Here, I owe you this for your help back in Riverville. And in case you're in the mood for a mug of ale and a good chat, just drop by the Dancing Nomad in the Stranger's Quarter. I'll get myself a room there for the time being. With all that said, good luck mastering your magic, my fair lady. I'll see you around.
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Have you heard it? Apparently the Blue Islands Coalition... It's an emissary here. Enderal. Just... The wars. They are... old. You've got to give them that.
Walk blessed.
In the bed, sorry.
The offer stands. Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care. Hey, you came. Come on, take a seat.
As I said, the offer stands. Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care. Hey, you came. Come on, take a seat. So, tell me, how are you holding up? It must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country, and now a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old Bushybeard. Good luck with that. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I figure it must be quite the change from Nerim. Shoot. Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women. Absolutely. Though I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderal, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Calais next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter. Oh well. This entire thing was more a coincidence than planned anyhow. The Order needed someone with skill and discretion, and I was around. End of story. I never intended to stick around for much longer. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garment so we may both bathe in Malphas's holy light. Actually not that bad, don't you think? Well, what good is a frown anyway? What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else. I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish, because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits. But at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, The funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose who are the really dangerous ones. They don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. The only thing left to do for the capable hate-monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this person. And presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, their religion, or whatever they thought of this time. It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy. You do? And here I thought I'd get an indignant cry and a splash of wine thrown in my face. That's how most people react. In any case, I think I'll take my leave now. I very much enjoyed our talk, but the ship to Quillet leaves before the first cocks crow tomorrow, and I want some more time to think about it. Well, it most recently gained a good-looking Naramese woman. Maybe that'll make up for when I leave. Keep your chin up.
Malfass is and our room's looking for you. It's Snow Ark Noble Quarter, but it's warm and clean. Want it? Good. We'll open up the room for you. And please, no shady business. We walk the righteous path in here and don't want any trouble. Come back anytime.
Wait a moment. You're an outlander, aren't you?
What do you want?
Mead, stew, roast pork. Anyone?
Only if you know what to look for. I'm one myself, so I do. Balhazer, pleased to make your acquaintance. Tell me, if you're new in this city, are you perchance also looking for work? Excuse me, what was I saying? I'm looking for a hand. Well, neither do you. But to answer your question, I'm Arizaline, but third generation Arizaline, so it doesn't show that much anymore. Apart from my name and my skin, there's little left of my roots, I'm afraid. Anyway, so what did you say? Interested in some well-paid, honest work? It's simple. I want you to find something for me. You know, I'm a healer, just like my father was, and my grandfather before that. When he came to this country, he did so because he had been hired by an Arca noblewoman, a bright lady who valued science and the arts of healing. In any case, my grandfather spent a large portion of life working for this lady in an old, abandoned fort near the now deserted village of Fogville. Together with a good dozen other apothecary, he planned for my father to succeed him. But before he had the chance to, the mushroom plague occurred. Yes, that one. The spores of those mushrooms have literally sucked all the life from the forest and its surroundings. Plus, they are a threat to everyone who comes close. It does seem likely, doesn't it? Both my father and I have asked my grandfather this question too, but he has always denied it. The plague was a magical phenomenon, a freak of nature, no more, no less. Those were his words. However, I've made some troubling discoveries which have led me to doubt that. I believe the plague might have been fabricated. Well, this is exactly what I want you to find out. Unfortunately, the noblewoman whom my grandfather worked for has long been dead, and she was the last in their bloodline, so I couldn't find any answers there. But the old fortress where they worked still stands.
Stew, roast pork. Anyone?
Look at me, you'll have the answer. I'm old and far from made for the road to begin with. Furthermore, all those undead who've been roaming the wilderness since that red madness began don't exactly make the idea more inviting. But don't worry, if you succeed, I'll make it worth your while. Reports, scrolls, samples of their work, anything that could be of relevance.
Potatoes gone.
Just look around. Do you have a
That
map?
should be it.
Here, the fortress should be in this area. Best you take Myra to Fogville. In the village harbour, there was a hut where my grandfather lived when he was off duty. Chances are you'll find a key to the fortress there. Good luck, and thank you. If you have found the material, you can find me in the Undercity, near the old waterworks. My laboratory is there.
Oh. Mead, stew, roast pork. Anyone?
May your path always be even. Now you're quite the sight. How about a little bit of fun?
An outlander. Isn't this nice?
Potatoes, garlic, relish. Yeah, that should be it.
She-Ra. Jesus, why is that stuff so expensive?
Move along. Potatoes, garlic, relish. Yeah, that should be it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you'd say that.
Yeah, a good pipe of peace, mate. Jesus, why is that stuff so expensive?
Hmm?
You're, aren't you? I wish I'd have crossed the Red Sea once.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
Hello.
An obulus, my... Please, the Lord will redeem you for your kind... This...
Potatoes, garlic, relish. should be it.
Malthus blessings, madame. Are you looking for something to read? By the, put that away! Are you mad? Don't go around showing these to people like a bloody bouquet. Well, apart from the fact that the pathless murderer wrote them, they're forbidden. I once had an idiot of an assistant who had the marvelous idea of buying these on the black market and selling them to intellectuals. Probably thought it'd impress me. Would have gotten us both into the Undercity if I hadn't noticed it before the Order did. Well, they haven't always been. You know the story behind them, don't you? At first, the Order reprinted them, thinking it would be a wonderful scare story to keep people on the righteous path. However, that didn't work out as they thought it would. People were fascinated by the story rather than appalled by it, and some even started imitating his crimes. You know, killing criminals for justice. Some bards even wrote songs about the Butcher of Ark. Path-abiding on the surface, but full of morbid fascination underneath. After some years, yes, it was Truchessa Nataro del Verum, actually, who issued the decree. Nowadays, owning these books is forbidden and punished by a significant prison sentence, and the Order tries to burn every single issue they get their hands on. Well, if they had, you wouldn't be holding one, my friend, would you? Blazes, did you listen to a word I said? You're not getting any here if that's what you're asking. Look for them if your life depends on it, but leave me and the other path-abiding merchants out of it. Ah, and you might be careful parading around with these for another reason as well. The Order isn't the only one looking for them. Just some moons ago, the 2 guards protecting the original scripture were murdered and the book taken. Yes, the one the Butcher of Ark wrote himself. I assume the thieves were hoping it contained the forbidden passage about Jael Tannerson's initiation ritual, but as far as I know, not even the original has it. Well, long story short, you're treading on dangerous ground here. If it's a story you want, I recommend you get yourself something else to read.
That should be it.
Yes?
Walk blessed. Hey, wait a minute, you... Never mind. Oh, you're an Outlander, aren't you? From Orazio. Your skin, it looks, different. Farewell.
Yes? What are you doing here?
Have you heard the news about the Magister? Word has it that he murdered 30 novices, then killed himself up in the Malthus. Malthus, what has become of this world?
Him of the Desert King.
Yes?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
One day, I'm gonna be an adventurer, and I'm gonna explore the entire world.
So many strange faces. Well, isn't it nice?
I understand your turmoil, madame. But still, right now, the Order cannot.
Waste a keeper to search for a pathless heretic? That's it, isn't it?
This is not what I said.
But what you thought. You know what? You should be ashamed, all of you. When I was young, being a keeper meant something. But I suppose those times are over.
Anything else I can help you with, madame?
What is it? Oh, whether there's something troubling me? Let me think. Yes. For example, that the Holy Order, since that Aranthiel is holding the reins again, cares more about digging up Pyrean ruins than taking care of the people of this country. Ugh. Forgive me. I shouldn't have said that. It's just... never mind. Is there something you need? I need to get back to the shop. Huh? No. I appreciate your offer, but it would be too dangerous. This would have been a mission for a keeper, but they are too busy polishing their armors. Oh my. Well, fine. Who am I to reject a helping hand? I am missing someone, and I'm not speaking figuratively. My son, my only son. It's complicated. Have you ever heard of the Brotherhood of Kor? I see. Then you haven't been in this city for long. The Brotherhood of Kor were pathless ones, heretics as the Order would call them. They demented the divinity of the Lightborn and instead prayed to some barbaric deity called Kor. Initially, they were ridiculed, but thanks to their leader and his talent to poison lost souls with his ideology, more and more art people, especially sublimes, converted to his cult. And, well, among them was also my son, Rukas. I don't know where I failed as a mother, I really don't. 4 times a week I took him to the chapel to pray when he was a boy, and I always kept him away from dangerous influences. Girls, boys, you know what I mean. But apparently that wasn't enough. He was one of the first to convert and take those ridiculous vows, even though he wasn't even 20 winters old back then. I suppose there's only so much you can do as a parent. Yes, because the Order, Malthus be praised, banished them from the city. The Kor didn't bother too much, but apparently one of their seers has had some kind of vision only shortly before that happened. She saw an island in the Red Sea near Duneville. So, this is where they went. They built a small settlement there about 5 winters ago, and Rukas went with them. No, nothing. But even so, I wanted to know he was all right, so I paid a myriad warden to, once each moon, fly over the island to see if everything is in order, so to speak. And, well, this is essentially what's troubling me. For 3 weeks, the island has been deserted. No sign of life anywhere. Thank you. That means a lot to me. If you could find Rukas, I would be happy to reward your efforts. You see, I just want to know if he's all right. Pathlessness aside, he is still my son. Anyway, best you talk to the myriad warden in the South Quarter. He can take you somewhere close to the island. I will be in my shop. Yes? Have you been to the island? What? Oh, yes, certainly.